part 2 of our episode, we bring you our interview with author and community organizer, River Higginbotham. Please remember that these interviews were done on-site at an outdoor event, and there is a great deal of ambient noise. Particularly in this interview, the wind is quite strong, but I think that you will find that the quality of the interview repays the patience in listening to it. I hope that you enjoy the interview.
Hello, my name is River Higginbotham, and I'm here at the St. Louis Pagan Picnic. This is the 16th annual picnic. It's June 8th, 2008.
And you're one of the original founders of this event, yeah? Or one of the people involved?
I was definitely involved at the very beginning of Pagan Picnic. I have literally been to each of the 16 events. My friend Larry Brown is the main person who instigated the picnic as we know it today, and beginning like in the second year, we had so many people show up in the second year, which was like 200. To us, that was amazing. Like the picnic today is hosting 2,000 to 3,000 people, but when it suddenly went from 40 to 200, it got our attention. We decided this is something that's important. This is something that, with very little publicity, people have become excited about. Let's make sure it happens again. And that engendered the creation of a group called the Mystic Fellowship and a community group called the Council for Alternative Spiritual Traditions. And those groups helped build the picnic into what it is today. Both of those have since dissolved and moved on to the other realms, but the spirit of their community building and the spirit of their willingness to step out and show the greater community here in St. Louis that pagans are here, pagans are friendly, pagans are just like pretty much everybody else. We have slightly different belief sets than your normal Presbyterian or Baptist or Catholic, but we're inherently a friendly, family-oriented group. And I think the very presence of the picnic here in Tiger Grove Park in St. Louis for these 16 years has had a positive impact on how paganism is viewed, so it's had a positive impact in the greater community, and I think it's had a positive impact on pagans in the St. Louis area. This has been an opportunity for people to network, to connect, to renew acquaintanceship, to provide pagan vendors, sellers of every kind of ritual implements and clothing and jewelry. It's a little marketplace as well as a networking opportunity for everyone.
You're the author of several books.
Yes.
And you have a new one coming.
Yes, indeed.
And would you like to speak to that a little bit?
The new book coming out in May of 2009 is authored by myself and my wife Joyce, and it will be called Christopaganism: An Inclusive Path. And in Christopaganism, Joyce and I discuss there we go. Sorry about that. We discuss the fact that people who are pagan, some of them are still remaining Christian to some degree, and some people who are Christian kind of have an alter ego that is pagan, and some people actually blend their Christian and their pagan traditions together. And we found this to be an interesting thing. To a degree, we've experienced it ourselves, and we look at the path of growth and development of individuals and how that can lay a foundation for this blendedness of traditions. Also, paganism in general is a pretty eclectic and syncretic set of beliefs, and for some people that syncretism has included bringing in aspects of Christianity. One other piece of it is, if you talk about what is paganism, well, today paganism includes a broad range of beliefs looking back to the wisdom traditions of the Egyptians, of the Celts, of the Romans and the Greeks and the native Europeans and the native Africans and Native Americans. All of these different wisdom traditions from earlier ages people have permission to bring them together and inform their current spirituality under the umbrella of paganism. Likewise, you could ask the question about Christianity. What Christianity? Christianity now is defined by the present church and denominations, or maybe it's useful to look at Christianity as it existed 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago at the beginnings of the Christian era. So looking at Christianity through time, looking at paganism as a syncretic collector of different wisdom ideas, put all that together, and that's what we describe in Christopaganism.
Very cool. We were talking before the start of the interview about Diana's Grove. You wanted to say a couple of words about that.
Yes, I do. Diana's Grove is a retreat center in central Missouri. Its focus is personal growth and development. It does not focus particularly on what your belief system is. Your belief system you bring and do with it what you will. But at Diana's Grove, they offer a mystery school, which is a year-long opportunity to come to weekend intensives, or in some cases week-long in-person retreats at the facility just south of Salem, Missouri. And it's also got a very extensive online community, and the information is presented that challenges people to live and grow in their most authentic ways. And there's the thing that I've really enjoyed lately about the Grove is that there's a leadership program, and I've gone through the leadership program, getting first being able to do my personal growth and development work in the context of service to community, and more recently I spent a year kind of student teaching, where I helped facilitate the intensives at Diana's Grove in both small group dynamics and coordination roles and ritual roles. And it's really been a great experience for me to grow as a leader and grow as a communicator through the Diana's Grove experience. Also in mystery school, one more thing that I think is important is they use earth-centered religion, spiritual practice, rituals to help reinforce and expand the personal growth experience, and I think that's fairly unique, and it's very powerful for the people that attend.
Very good. If people would like to find out more about you or your books, where would you send them?
Joyce and I have a website, which is riverandjoyce.com, and on that website you'll find information about the previous books we've written, which include Paganism: An Introduction to Earth-Centered Religions, and Pagan Spirituality: A Guide for Personal Transformation. These books have been out for several years each, and Paganism: An Introduction is a very good starter book for someone who's just curious about paganism, someone who might be a little spooked or uncomfortable with the word paganism and would just really like to understand what the neo-pagan movement's about. And it's also a study guide, so that it can be used as a personal study program through the exercises and journalings and meditations in the book. Pagan Spirituality looks at human growth and development and social growth and development, and relates that to neo-paganism. So,
and if people would like to know more about Diana's Grove, where would you send them?
Diana's Grove has a website. I believe it's dianasgrove.com. Certainly there's a link to it from the riverandjoyce.com website, and you could also easily Google River Higginbotham or Diana's Grove, and you would get to my website or Diana's Grove's website. Diana's Grove also has an associated activity of a dog rescue. It's a not-for-profit dog rescue, and if you're looking for a pet that has been rescued from probably awful conditions, that really needs a loving, good family, consider the dog rescue in your search for that pet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity.
Enjoy the picnic.
Yes.
I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and you'll join us again next time for more of Living the Wiccan Life. Next week will be our 50th episode of Living the Wiccan Life, and our guests will include children's author W. Lyon Martin, novelist M.R. Sellers, and author Mike Nichols. And if you happen to be in the area, come out and see us at the St. Louis Pagan Picnic next weekend, June 13th and 14th, and join us in the world's first Witches and Wizards tournament. Until next time, may you blessed be. And don't forget the Witches and Wizards Trivia Tournament at the St. Louis Pagan Picnic, June 13th and 14th. It'll be a blast!
This October, the world of pagan voices comes together in one global gathering, the Pagan World Congress. 5 days, over 100 hours, speakers, rituals, music, and town halls streamed across the world. Join the conversation, shape the future, be part of history. The Pagan World Congress, October 9th through 13th, 2025. Online at paganworld.co.